Beneath the familiar stories of your childhood lies the history of a high-stakes cosmic turf war. Before the Earth was even formed, the Father already had a household, a ruling council of spiritual beings who watched the stars begin to sing and shouted for joy at the foundations of creation. But an infiltration from within that council launched a strategic strike against humanity, a rebellion that threatened to erase the promised rescuer before he could even arrive. The rising waters of the flood were far more than a moral judgment. They were a surgical quarantine. The Father was setting a boundary to safeguard the last remaining hope for his children and keep an ancient promise alive. This is the Cosmic Kingdom, Reclaiming the Nations, a 6-week family Bible study. We are equipping your household to understand the times by revealing the Bible's hidden history as one continuous strategic rescue mission. At Babel, humanity didn't just lose their language, they experienced a cosmic divorce. As the nations were scattered, they were handed over to spiritual managers who went rogue. These managers demanded worship for themselves, becoming the dark pantheons that once enslaved the ancient world. In the shadow of this rebellion stood Nimrod, the first architect of absolute control. His blueprint was a technological revolution of the soul. He sought to replace the unique living stones of humanity with standardized bricks, identical, interchangeable units designed to serve the machine of his empire. When these rebellious gods hijacked the nations to build their empires, the Father responded with a covert operation. He launched a counterplan through one unique son to begin the slow process of taking his children back. In the courtroom of the Divine Council, a legal sentence was handed down. The rogue powers were stripped of their immortality and sentenced to fall, but the verdict still required an executor to enforce it on the ground. But now, that long-awaited executor has finally arrived. Jesus led his disciples directly to the enemy's front porch at Caesarea Philippi. Standing at the site of the original rebellion, he declared that the headquarters of darkness would not prevail against his invasion. The cross was not a defeat, but a public disarming, a legal victory that stripped the rogue powers of their claim over humanity. And at Pentecost, the scattering of Babel was reversed. The Spirit began calling the children home, reuniting the nations under the one name that has the authority to reclaim them. The Father is reclaiming the nations, but the ancient spirit of the hunter has never stopped hunting the image of God in man. We are entering a midnight hour where Nimrod's blueprint is being pulled from the archives. The same push for standardized unity is being retrofitted into a global digital infrastructure, a final attempt to finish the machine that was started 4,000 years ago. The call of the Father is not one of fear, but a faithful presence. You were not created to be a brick in a falling tower. You are a living stone in a house that cannot be shaken, with an identity the machine can never replace. The night is nearly over, and the King is looking for those ready to stand. Understand the times. Gather your family. Start week 1 tonight.